Ladies and gentlemen, we're back on Dragon Ball Legends today talking about the 70 million users worldwide huge thanks campaign. When this was announced in the reveals and stuff, there was a lot of hype. I was hyped for this campaign, but it seems to have fallen a bit flat on its face with its actual execution. Now, the main hype we got from the reveals and stuff was of course, LF Revival UI Sign Goku. And he has been disappointing. I know a lot of people were just absolutely dogging him just in the first, few hours or when we got his kit, but then when he came out too. But he's just not, like, for a UI Goku, for how hype and exciting a UI Sign Goku is, you want better. Like, you just want him to be even better, and he just lacks. His defense is like that of a wet paper bag. Man dies in like a couple cards instantly, but that's not the whole point of this video. Yes, obviously, if UI Sign Revival Goku was better, that would help because a lot of people tie how much they enjoy celebrations and events in this game to the new units that come out. But there are other bigger issues here. And let's jump into those, and then we can talk about UI Sign a little bit. So if we go to the raid, they've added these raid boss. It's like the, what is it? What is their term? Continuous raid? I believe it says here. Non-stop raid. The non-stop raid. And from the non-stop raid, we will be getting 2,000 CC from 4 non-stop raids. Now, if you've been playing this game for a little bit, you will know that normally we get 1,000 CC per raid. So, because we're getting 4 and only 2,000, you can do the math, it's cut down to 2,000 CC. And I've heard people defending it, which baffles me, defending it like, oh, well, it's non-stop continuous. You'll be constantly able to get, CC over the time period, the duration of the non-stop raids. Okay, and what is exactly stopping them from giving us 2,000 or 4,000 CC for the same time frame? Like, it just seems like a way for them to give out less CC for 4 raids, but hey. Another issue with the raid is not necessarily that you have to have more stars to get more medals. That is annoying, but they've had that for a while, and it's not the most evil thing they put forth. They want you to try and encourage you to summon on the new banners, so you obviously spend CC, and ultimately, so they try and get you to spend money. That's their real goal here, in having these units get increased medals up. But the problem I have is with drop rates. They had this come out during the 4th anniversary, as I'm sure a lot of you remember, with their 1st anniversary raid, where they had these increased drop rates for the medals. And instantly, oh my god, the world was set ablaze. Everyone just was burning down Dragon Ball Legends headquarters, telling them this is unacceptable. They even issued an apology and then changed it. All the raids after that for anniversary, and every raid up until right now for the 70 million thing has not had these increased drop rates up. Which, I mean, this is not as bad. You only have to get the unit to have it. But still, nah, we don't need this. Just guaranteed drop rate. You get a medal. You get all your medals. I don't get why they brought it back after how angry people got. But I haven't seen that same sort of anger towards this. And perhaps it's because you only have to get the unit, but I'm still kind of amazed. And I guess they knew that maybe people wouldn't care about it this time around. I have no idea. I'm amazed, though. But the fact that they've made it so you get less CC. Also, it takes, like, more of these medals to get the CC. Obviously not, it takes more to get 1,000 CC than it does 500, but if you were to convert the 500 over, they're having you spend more of these medals to get the 500 CC, so you have less medals to go for the other things, because obviously if it was the same amount to go for the 500 CC, you'd have a whole lot extra medals that you weren't spending on the other 500 CC that they're supposed to give you, but they aren't, and so you could just spend it on other things, and they don't want that. No, absolutely not. So yeah, they've made the CC cost more, like, per medal, per medal, and then they have the drop rates for pulling the new units, which is criminal, and then they're giving us less CC per raid. Like, what is stopping them from giving us 4,000? With how many USS banners, or Uni-Rep banners that have come out, back to back to back to back, we got LF17, then we got Ultra Hit, then we now have LF Revival Sign Goku and Roshi. That is 3 banners back to back to back one of them being an Ultra banner, which are notorious for being just awful and trying to actually pull the unit. And if you're free to play who wants to run uni rep, you're obviously going to want the new characters because they hadn't gotten anyone forever. So it's a good thing they're getting characters. But because they're giving us less CC for like per raid, you're getting less CC to summon on all these banners in a row. And there's a very good chance that we may get another Ultra for uni rep as like the last crown on top, the last cherry on top for, you know, the uni rep tag before they move on to their next tag. It is very possible that for the upcoming battle hour, or maybe even before they announce, I would assume it's during the battle hour, but they may announce another uni rep Ultra. That's like entirely possible. Now it could be someone different, it could be a god key or something else, which would be fine. But if it's another uni rep, it's even more insane that they're not just giving out some more crystals with this stream of LFs and Ultras. Especially if this is like the trend, like hits is this trend that we're going to see in Ultra like every month or 2 months. Along with the LFs, we need more CC in the year. Just in general, we need more CC for people to try and summon on these banners. And if you're free to play, obviously I don't recommend you summoning on every single banner. You're just not going to do it. If you even pull the unit, you're going to have low stars, but like, oh my goodness, this is like getting ridiculous how much they want from us. And so, yes, the raid is clearly a big issue. But another issue that I have with this is they brought out this banner. Not the Rev Sign one, but the Legends Limited Guaranteed banner. You can summon 5 times on this banner, 1000 CC per multi, the standard price, and you're guaranteed an LF. That sounds wonderful. And in the reveals and stuff, he's like, it'll include every LF up to, what was it, I believe? Yes, Trunks. Every LF up to Trunks Teen, the, you know, sword, the one that cuts Frieza in half. And you're like, okay, that includes some semi-decent units. You know, you got MUI in here. That's one a lot of people want if they don't have them. Dragon Fist Trunks is cool. The droids, popular character. Jiren, obviously. But what else does that mean is in the banner? Oh, yeah, that's right. Beerus. Goten. Nameku. Old Super Saiyan 3. What are you doing with any of these units? Nothing. Nothing. You're running them on your bench. A lot of people don't even put Beerus as a bench unit. Like, these units need to stop being put on these banners. They just completely dilute the banner and make it so awful. If you're going into this banner, let's be realistic here. Who are you hoping to get? If you're going in this banner, you're realistically hoping to get one of these newer ones at the top, which is why they put them at the top, because they know most people aren't going to scroll. You want MUI, you want the tag droids, you want Trunks. Even though none of these units are necessarily like a meta-defining unit at this stage, you still, like, those are the ones you would want if you're summoning on the banner. Maybe you want more stars on your MUI, or you don't have MUI, whatever it is. You don't want to pull Beerus, or Goten, or Nameku. Like, genuinely, every unit, like, so many of these units you don't, like, if you're actually trying to be competitive, you don't want to run. Now, you can run them for fun. I'm not saying that. You could say that any unit in the game you may enjoy running. It's an individual thing. But for the most part, from a competitive standpoint, you're not going to want any of these guys. Super Vegito, maybe you want more stars on him because he does have a very nice Z ability, and he, of course, Zenkai buffs UGB, who's a very important unit this time. So I would understand him because he's a great bench unit. But this banner is just awful, and they try and sell you on the fact that, oh, look, you get Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, or you could get MUI, as I've stated. Why? Why do we keep doing this? Stop. If you're going to put out these banners, stop putting people like Beerus and Gohan and Goten. They got their Zenkai, and they're already no longer, like, good. Just stop. Just stop putting them in these banners. They should genuinely make a, like, Masters Pack banner for free tickets. First off, they need to change these too, but that's not related to the celebration. They need to change these. Like, these are so old. But they should make a Masters Pack of, like, all the old LFs that have Zenkais already and are, like, that's it. Unless they add a new way to upgrade them. A lot of them have their plats too. Like, they have plats and Zenkais, and they're still just no longer good, because that's just how the game moves. And they should genuinely add a banner for free tickets that you can get those guys on. They're not, like, super valuable anymore. Stop putting them on these banners and just diluting it. Because I already know some people are going to comment, oh, well, I pulled MUI on the banner. I'm happy for you. I hope all of you can pull one of the newer ones that you actually want. But there will be people who summon who pull Beerus and Goten. You may do it 5 times and you could pull multiple Beeruses. Why? Just why? You try and build this up to be like some cool summon that everyone would like. It's for the celebration. And then you throw them on it. It just ruins it. It straight up just ruins the banner. Like, they just make it so awful. And I think the last thing that I really have a problem with, because, like, if you just look at the other things in the huge thanks campaign, like, login event, whatever, it's, you know, no big deal, that exchange. I do like the Ultra Space Time Rush, actually. I do like they added more rushes so you can get more medals and all that stuff. That's fine, you know, that's actually a positive. The Battle Royale is fine. It's just Battle Royale, no biggie. Super Boost campaign, always nice. Faster way to level up characters. Super good for more people early, you know, in the game. The main story support, first time clears only, will use 0 energy. Super huge for people just starting the game. Make sure you're playing the story. It doesn't cost you energy right now, and you will get lots of CC from playing the story, so make sure you're doing that. But the other thing I have a problem with is in the reveals and stuff, Toshi said, we're going to be bringing back the Equipment Bonanza. That's super exciting. Equipment Bonanza is really nice. For those of you that don't know, essentially the Equipment Bonanza is when you're like upgrading equips here. I'll just give you a quick demonstration. When you upgrade this equip normally, which is right now, you can see it just said at the bottom, base strike attack plus 11.6. During Equipment Bonanza, it gives you an extra bonus amount of percentage on it. So this would be like a 12.1% with an extra, because you get the extra 0.5 from the Equipment Bonanza, or whatever extra amount they give you. It's random, but basically it's easier to upgrade equips. You normally end up spending less slot removers during the Equipment Bonanza to upgrade equips. And so they announced it. It's not in the game right now. And what else is there not any news about? When they're going to actually add it to the game. You would think that they would just add it right away as they're starting the celebration. They didn't. Okay, that's not the end of the world, but when are we getting it? Oh, well, you would think they would communicate that with us. Nope. We have no idea when the Equipment Bonanza is coming, so that's pretty annoying that they haven't said anything. I haven't seen anything unless they added something real recently, but I haven't seen anything that mentions it. They don't mention it in the, you know, campaign, talking about it. As I scrolled through, there's no mention of it. Unless I'm just being blind, which is entirely possible, but I pretty thoroughly come through this. They don't say anything about when we're getting the Equipment Bonanza. So, that's annoying. And then, UI Sign, like, if you just look at UI Sign, I have him 6 stars. He just, like, you need to have this man. You need to have this man at a considerable amount of stars before he's really able to, like, tank. Like, his defense, like, at 14 stars, his defensive stats aren't necessarily bad. You know, in terms of just, like, they're not great. They're certainly not great. But they're not maybe the, you know, not the most atrocious thing you've ever seen. But he just has no abilities. He has no uniques that give, like, to defense. He gives more damage inflicted, minus the arts cost. He nullifies cover change, which is nice. But then you go down to the next one. Just talks about his gauge, his unique gauge. Man gets nothing to help his defense. Man gets absolutely nothing, and it's not like he has insane defense. If he had like 190s defense, he'd still need percentages, let's be real, but it would be better. But no, they made him just atrocious defensively, and they do this with every UI character because they give him the gauge. They're like, oh, if we gave him good defenses, that would be too unfair. I'm not even asking for good defense. I'm asking for okay. This guy literally could just die in 2 cards to a lot of units. If you don't have them, you know, higher stars. Like, at 6 stars, I genuinely have seen when against Beast Gohan, he didn't even pop the type neutrality. Because I get it, type neutrality, okay, it doesn't matter that it's a green against a blue. Non-type neutrality, I've seen Beast Gohans absolutely shredding my Goku. Way too fast for a blue against a green unit. Way too fast. And it's just so, like, disappointing. If this guy was better, it would make a whole lot of people feel better about the celebration, even with all the other stuff I mentioned that you shouldn't like. But I don't know. It just doesn't seem like this is a very good celebration. Hopefully things turn around. I don't see how they're going to, but because I'm sure the other, you know, I just don't know. There are some nice things, as I mentioned. The training, the story for, you know, early people. newer players, the extra Ultra Space Time Rush, but like there should be more than that. That's kind of like, that's like nice, but that doesn't make it like a good celebration, you know? I don't know. Hopefully things turn around. I always hope for the best, but they just never fail to disappoint, it seems. But yeah, I don't know if you guys, if there's anything I didn't mention that you know, find to be a problem with the celebration, or that I didn't mention that you enjoy about the celebration, or maybe that you feel differently about me. Maybe I said something was bad and you think it's good and you'd like to explain why. Be happy to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell, go follow me on Twitch or you want to see live streams, and yeah, that's it. I hope y'all are staying happy and healthy, having the best days. I'll catch y'all tomorrow.